All right, everybody. My second time recording this. I recorded it last night, and it's a little longer than I wanted to be. So Murph, read the blog if you want to and haven't. Good information there for people of all fitness levels. So background, I've done Murph like, I don't remember, 10 times, something like that. And just about every way that you can think of. And I'm gonna go into some options here in a sec. But what I want to start with, so I was talking to Scott yesterday, and how I have viewed coaching and training has kind of shifted in 7 years of doing this, or 8 years now, I guess, and over 5 years of coaching. When I first started, it was every day, 110%, just go all out. Now I know that's not the best way to train. That is competing every day, and we don't want to do that. We want to train 80 to 90% of the time, and then test ourselves the rest, the 10% or whatever. And coaching, my view on coaching has changed a bit too. I won't get into that. The training versus competing is what I want to talk about. And one thing I tell Rosie when she was doing her homework, when a question says, "What do you think?" blah, 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 blah. And I tell Rosie, this is great, you can't get it wrong. There's no wrong answer, it's only what you think. So for Murph specifically, Murph can be whatever you want it to be. It can be training, it can be a test, and it can be a couple different levels of a test. So if you want to approach Murph as training, and this is going to go into the breakup strategy. Let me take a step back. So if you are a new athlete, never done Murph before, something like that, I would do Murph with no vest. We can scale it, half a Murph, or even something like an AMRAP, as long as you would want, of a run, modified push-ups if we have to, pull-ups, and squats. If you've done it before but never as prescribed without a vest, I would do that next. If you have done it as prescribed and then you want to up it a bit, add a vest. Now the rep scheme, here's what I really wanted to cover. Training versus testing. So if you want Murph to just be a training day, it's something where you're going to get in, you're going to do it as a workout to celebrate the beginning of summer, Memorial Day. You're going to come in before you grill out and hang out, whatever. And it's a training day. Break it up however you want. There's a ton of good options. I've done just about every way you can think of. What I would recommend if you are using Murph to train, and of course you can scale all these, but to keep it simple and short, I'm not going to cover everything. You can run, and then something like 20 rounds of roughly 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. You can break those push-ups up. If you're training, I think the best way to do it, and it is going to be metabolic conditioning straight up, because you're going to be moving for about 40 to 60 minutes straight. It would be 5 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, 15 squats, and 5 push-ups. It breaks the push-ups up. The push-ups are usually what fatigue first, and it will keep you moving for the entire time. If Memorial Day has some kind of extra significance to you, or if you want to use it as a test where every year you're going to do it the same, you've done it once or twice or 3 times, and now you want to standardize it and use it as a mental and physical test. What I would do is 10 rounds of 10, 20, 30, or 5 rounds of 20, 40, 60. The reason that is those 2 options I feel are the best balance between a physical test where you're pushing that fatigue, but not getting to the point where you're resting so much because of fatigue, and a mental test where you have to push beyond what you think you can do. You have to get your head in the game, and you have to push because fatigue is an issue. And those 2 I think are the best options. 10 rounds split up evenly, or 5 rounds split up evenly. That 5 round option is the CrossFit Games 2016 version. So that's the one that I'm gonna do. I did that one last year. I'll probably keep doing that one until I gotta change to 10 rounds or something. And then what I would not recommend, no matter what you're doing, upping the weight. You don't need to do that. The intensity in Murph is in the volume, not in the load. If you want something loaded, heavier, do a different workout. And I've done crazy stuff with Murph before. And my views as an athlete have changed, so I'm not saying I was wrong at the time. If other people are doing that, whatever, but my advice is do it as written. If you want to test, do it the 10 rounds or the 5 rounds, and do it as fast as you can. It's gonna be rough either way. And I would not recommend the straight through version of 100, 200, 300. Fatigue is such a factor there that it does not become a good workout. And really that hurts the mental test. You would think that would make it more of a mental test, having to push through, but physically you cannot push past that fatigue, so it does not make it a good mental test either. I don't want to end on that note. No matter what you do, however you do the reps, scaling, not scaling, whatever, try to think about what Memorial Day is about. Whether you have connections to fallen service members or not. Just think about being able to do things that not everybody can do. The motto of the gym, choice not chance. You choose to do things in here. So random acts of misfortune aren't as big of a factor. Choose when you suffer so you can better handle everything life may throw at you. Yeah, that'll be fun. Do the workout, have a beer after, enjoy the day. Thanks.